Hey Dolphins, Trollbud here, and I want to show you a technique for eyebrows. Awesome technique for eyebrows. I discovered this on my own, and maybe you've heard of it, maybe not. So it's really easy, I think, and if you use it, you don't even need paint or color pencils unless you want to. This is my Fairyland Rokehead, and I'm painting his face today. I figured I would just show you an awesome eyebrow technique. One way to start out your eyebrows, a really easy way if you're timid about this, is to start with yellow. It's a really, really light color that's very easily erasable. They're all easily erasable. I'll show you my color palette. Okay, this is the color yellow I'm using right here. This is yellow ochre. It's kind of dark. You could use this one too. This is cadmium yellow. It's really bright and cheerful, but I don't think it really matters either one. If your face up is a lot brighter and really cheerful face up, maybe you'll want to use cadmium or lemon. I like ochre. It really doesn't matter because it's not really going to show, unless sometimes it does show, and that's okay because I think it adds color element to your face up. I'm not about using just like plain colors and just sort of one-dimensional. I like to use lots of different crazy colors that people normally wouldn't really think of, but I like to make them all come together to create cool effects. So okay, Lyska is a very mischievous character. He's like mischievous and cocky, and I want his eyebrows to show that. So I'm just going to sort of make a basic shape. I want them to arc really high, maybe, sort of, I don't know. I'm not too 100% on what I want right now, so the thing is to make a basic, just make a basic shape and see how you like it. And the eraser is a drawing tool too. It's not just for erasing mistakes. It's a good drawing tool that you can use to alter your shapes. I've seen a tutorial by Asenva, and she says to make the biggest, ugliest eyebrows like ever, and then you erase away what you don't want. So you can do that. Yeah, see, I don't really know what I want right now. I just want them to look mischievous, and I want them to arc sort of high. And I want him to look very sure of himself. I like to just Mr. Super Clear seal over, right over the yellow eyebrow, because like I said, it doesn't matter. It's going to get covered up. It'll still glow a little bit underneath, usually. But I don't mind. Because it looks really cool. I don't know, what do you think? Is that mischievous? I don't know. If I don't like it, I can always just do it again. I love doing face-up, so I don't mind. I'm not about symmetry. I'm sort of thinking right now about, I don't know if it should be upside down or not, sort of thinking about making his other eyebrow not so high. Because who cares? It's not about looking robotic unless you want it to look robotic. I'm not about symmetry. Although I don't want him to look quizzical, so you can just sort of sit here and just work on it like all you want. All day long. However long it takes. One thing I want to tell you is that I use 2 erasers. This is a white plastic eraser. It makes sharp lines. A kneaded eraser makes soft, dull lines through the pastel. I might use that to alter my shapes a little bit. So I think you get the idea. Okay, for right now I've sort of settled on this design. I want him to sort of look amazed and enthused about everything. Like everything's funny to him or something. So there it is. They're not perfect, but we're gonna continue. Okay, now I'm going to select my eyebrow color. I'm going to show you how I do it. See, I've got no black on my palette. I've got a wide selection of colors over there. I like to spend a lot of money on pastels, so there it is. This is a really dark color blue. And these are three browns. I'm not sure. I'm going to pick this one. This one's dark and sort of, I think it's burnt umber. I want him to have black eyebrows, so I'm mixing brown and blue. No factory black. As you can see, I've got my factory black right here. And I have not touched it, because I want my colors to be interesting. Okay. So now I'm going to come in gently, and I'm going to brush it on lightly, and try not to make a big mess because it's black. Look what a big mess that makes with all of those, all that dust. Yikes. The yellow underneath it is glowing through it, and it's making it look sort of green. Not too green though. Yep, looks a little bit green, but we're going to just keep on layering color until it looks dark and looks like the color I want. You don't really have to use yellow if you're totally confident with how you want your eyebrows to look, then you can probably skip that process and just cut to the chase. This is my bad side, I think. At least for eyebrows, it's my bad side. Sometimes they say to do your bad side first, and then it'll be easier to make your good side look more like your bad side, rather than vice versa. So that's okay for now. I'm gonna go ahead and seal. Okay, I've sealed, and his eyebrows are really light, way lighter than I want them to be. These are his under eyebrows, let's call it that. I'm going to layer it again with some more color, using blue and brown. Okay, now here comes the cool part that I discovered. Okay, remember that white plastic eraser? Let's cut it. There we go. Now I've got a nice cheese wedge. We want a really good point. So there it is. That's our tool. Okay, now we're going to draw lines into the eyebrow to make little hairs, just like this. Try to do it swiftly to make them graceful. You can do it from the top and you can do it from the bottom, depending on where you want your hairs to be going. And I'm sorry about the video quality. Someday I'll have better technology. It looks really neat. It's got little lines dragging through it. Okay. Now I think we can spray again. Okay, I've sealed, and I'm going to add yet another coat of my mixed black pastel. And I'm going to continue to do that until it is the color that I want. It's going to get a little darker with each seal and coat. Okay, now I've put down a little more, and I'm going to run the eraser through it again, just like I did last time, to reinforce those lines and create a good variation of little hairs. And I'm just going to repeat that process until the eyebrows look good to me. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll show you what I come up with when I'm happy with it. Okay, I've done about 2 more coats of pastel and Mr. Super Clear, maybe 3, I'm not sure. This is what I came up with. And I'm sorry about the blurriness, it's so hard to get the proper lighting to make it show up sharper. I could stop here, so it looks pretty good. When you're doing yours, you can just stop at this point if you want, or you can keep going, or you can add colored pencils or paint. I personally am going to add more colored pencils and paint, just for some little extra dimension, I guess, a couple of sharp hairlines, but it looks pretty good, so you don't have to do that if you don't want to. Pastel is really cool, I think. As you can see, they're not symmetrical. This one on this side is a little bit pointier because, I just don't think a person's face is exactly the same on both sides. It's not. I want it to be really dark because he has black hair, and I'm going to use blue. What do you think of that? I want to show you a trick. I've got your basic pencil sharpener right here. It's good to replace them often because those blades get dull, but it can really only sharpen it to a certain point, and if you want to get even finer point, then I recommend this. This is a good way to get a perfect little point. And it gives you a lot more control over it. With the pencil sharpener, you're kind of at its mercy. It sort of does what it wants to your pencil. So it'll actually save your pencil if you do this. So there you go. That's pretty good. A very tiny point. Now I'm adding, I actually started using my dark browns on these eyebrows toward the end in order to just get it a lot darker. So I did that. And now I'm coming in with blue, and the blue is going to play off of the brown, and it's going to make it look very dark. And I'm going to keep my blue lines toward the bottom. And I'm not even going to go all the way out to the end, but there you go. You can also use brown if you have a dark brown pencil. Here's one, and you can sort of add those in. And if I wanted to, I would also add paint. I don't like to use white on the eyebrows because it looks like the person is going gray. But in order to add more dimension and sort of take away some of the pastel. I like to use flesh tone, and I will add those like near the top. And it blends in with the flesh tone of the resin, so it really doesn't show once you've gone outside of the eyebrow. But it takes some of the color out of the eyebrow. With this one, you don't have to be quite so careful, because like I said, it doesn't show on the resin very well. And there we have it. I think that's pretty good. That's a pretty finished state for my eyebrows. I'll show a photograph at the end of this so you can see it a lot clearer. It's pretty easy technique, I think, considering that you can just erase whatever you don't want. The pastels are the easiest to erase. You can also erase the paint and the pencil, but pastels are the absolute easiest. So there you go, there's Lyska's face up. It's not done yet, I have to do his eyelashes, so I'm going to finish it up and then you'll see my end result. Okay, thanks for watching, and ask questions as needed.